sound in medicine. ناخذ البارت نمبر 2 اللي هو Doppler Effect. Doppler effect happens when the sound waves from the moving objects are moving toward the observer. As the objects move toward the observer, the distance between them gets shorter. Because this distance is decreasing, the sound waves are being compressed between the two. As the objects move past the observer, the distance increases and it takes longer for the sound to reach them. The sound then seems lower. Not ملاحظة, the actual frequency of the sound waves never actually changes. It just seems that way to the observer. يعني المشاهد يحس هذا الموضوع فقط. هذه الصورة توضح لنا Doppler effects. نأخذ الآن lighting on thunder. Lighting is the light created by a static charge, a light wave, while thunder is the sound created by the quick movement of the heated air اللي نسميها sound wave. Light travel بحدود طبعا منطقيها بالمايلز بير سكند and kilometers per second. احنا طبعا المختصر مالته 3 في 10 أس 8 متر per second أو 300,000 كيلومتر بالثانية. The speed of sound can vary يتغير depending upon many properties including temperature and humidity. لكن ناخذ يعني كمعدل 340 متر per second on a normal spring days is widely expected. Light can travel faster than sound, or that the flash of the lighting will be observed first and the sound will be heard after the flash. واحنا منتبهين لها يا شباب في حالة البرق نشوف الضوء لأن سرعة الضوء أكبر بعدين نسمع صوت الرعد. عندنا موضوع آخر how do we hear كيفية السماع. Hearing is all about the vibration of sound as they hit our ears. Inside the outer ear or that part we will all see الجزء الخارجي من الأذن اللي احنا نشاهده is a complex series of ear parts that also vibrate when sound hit them. The eardrum الطبلة is a drum-shaped part that vibrates with the sound waves as they hit it. Behind the eardrum is the snail-shaped piece that also regulate balance called the cochlea. And there's small bones اللي هي 3 أجزاء كل الصغيرة the hammer, anivial and the strap. As sound vibration travel this route of a part هاي أجزاء مال الإذن يعبرها it is transferred from piece to piece until it sends a signal to the nerves that take the message to the brain. Ultrasound اللي هي sound waves with the frequencies higher than the upper audible limit of human hearing اللي هي مستواها أعلى من قدرة الإذن على الاستيعاب. Ultrasound no different from normal audible sound in its physical properties ما تختلف في خصائصها except in that humans cannot hear it. This limit varies from person to person and is approximately 20 كيلو هرتز. يعني احنا قدراتنا للسمعية تحدد بين 20 إلى 20,000 هرتز in healthy young adult. The ultrasound devices operate with a frequency from 20 kilohertz up to several gigahertz. Ultrasound is used in many different fields. Ultrasonic devices are used to detect objects and measure distance. هذا شكل للفيتال ultrasound. وتذكرون يا شباب بchapter الميديكال equipments أنا سبق أنطيتكم تصور عليه. هنا أنا فد شكل يمثل لك الالتراساوند is defined by the American National Standards Institute as تعريفها sound at frequencies greater than 20 كيلو هرتز. وتشوف من الشكل عندك الانفراساوند اللي أقل والأكوستيك المدى الصوتي بين 20 هرتز 20,000 هرتز، وما فوقه نسميه الالتراساوند. Human. In humans, the upper frequency limit in humans approximately 20 كيلو هرتز is due to limitation. منين هذا التحديد؟ due to the limitation of the middle ear. Auditory sensation can occur if the high intensity ultrasound is fed directly تغذية مباشرة into the human skull and reach the cochlea through bone conduction without passing through the middle ear. ملاحظة: children can hear some high pitched sound، يعني نغمة أعلى يستطيعون الأطفال تحسسها that older cannot hear. أكيد because in humans the upper limit pitch of hearing tend to decrease with age. احنا كل ما نتقدم بالعمر أكيد قدراتنا تضعف سواء سمعية أو غيرها. مفهوم السونار. Sonar مختصرة sound navigation and ranging. A common use of ultrasound is underwater range finding نسميه السونار. An ultrasonic pulse is generated in a particular direction. If there is an object in the path of this pulse, part of all of the pulse will be reflected back to the transmitter as an echo and can be detected through the receiver path. By measuring بقياسنا الفرق in time between the pulse being transmitted and the echo being received, it is possible to determine the distance. وهذا هو العملي مال أو فائدة السونار. The measured travel time of sonar pulses in water is strongly depend on the temperature and the salinity of the water. على درجة الحرارة وملوحة المياه. Ultrasonic ranging is also applied for measuring in air and for short distance. طبعا الشكل أمامكم يا شباب ساندر مرسل في ماء يصطدم بجسم ويعود، موجة ذاهبة وموجة reflected. طبعا نقيس الذهاب والإياب وعن طريق الزمن يمكن حصولنا على الديستانس المسافة. Human medicine. نلاحظ بالhuman medicine يا شباب عندنا الميديكال sonography اللي هو ultrasonography is an ultrasound-based diagnostic medical imaging technique used to visualize muscles, tendons, and many internal organs to capture their size, structure, and any pathological lesions with real-time tomographic image. هاي عمله. طبعا ملاحظة نلاحظ هذا التكنيك أو هاي الأجهزة اللي نستخدمها the technology is relatively inexpensive and portable, especially when we compared with the other techniques like MRI and CT scan. وهاي درسناها في chapter equipments. Ultrasound is also used to visualize fetus during routines and emergency prenatal care. Such diagnostic applications used during pregnancy are referred to as obstetric sonography. As currently applied in the medical field, properly performed ultrasound poses no known risk to the patient. Sonography does not use ionizing radiation وهذا السيفتي مالته, and the power level used for imaging are too low to cause adverse heating or pressure effect in tissue. Sonogram of fetus at 14 weeks. فد الشكل يوضح لك حالة الطفل بال14 أسبوع. Physical therapy. Physical therapy العلاج الفيزيائي. Ultrasound has been used since 1940s by physical and occupational therapists for treating connective tissue, ligaments, tendons, and fascia, and also scar tissue. Conditions for which ultrasound may be used for treatment include the following example. عندنا استخدامات كثيرة للعلاج الفيزيائي like ligaments sprains, muscle strains, tendonitis, joint inflammations, plantar fasciitis, metralgia, facet irritation إلى آخره. كثير من الاستخدامات. البايوميديكال application، التطبيقات البايوميديكال عندنا. الالتراساوند also has therapeutics applications which can be highly beneficial when used with the dosage precautions. Relatively higher power ultrasound can break up stony deposits or tissue, accelerate the effects of drugs in the targeted area، يعني المنطقة المصابة. Assist in the measurements of the elastic properties of tissue and can be used to sort cells or small particle for research. هنا نحن وصلنا إلى الفيزيكس of the air and hearing، فيزيائية السمع أو الشرح للأذن والفيزيائية الصوتية لها. هنلاحظ هذا الشكل يمثل لنا بشكل مختصر التشريح مال الأذن، يعني anatomy مال الأير. The air is the organ of hearing and balance. نلاحظ أن الأذن مسؤولة عن السمع والموازنة. المامالز في يعني the air عندنا بالمامالز the air is usually described as having 3 parts. يعني بالثدييات يمكن وصفها بثلاث أجزاء: the outer air الجزء الخارجي، الميدل air الوسطي and the inner air. الاناتومي of the air، هذا الشكل يعطيك تشريح الأذن بشكل مفصل. anatomy of the air. And the air is يعني air is made up of 3 parts: outer, middle and inner air. All 3 parts الأجزاء الثلاثة of the air are important for detecting sound by working together to move sound from the outer part through the middle and into the inner part of the air. Air also help أيضا الأذن تساعد في maintain balance، محافظة على موازنة جسم الإنسان. لذلك يا شباب نلاحظ في حالة التهاب الأذن الوسطى البيشنت يفقد اتزانه. إذن صفتين للإير اللي هي السمع والموازنة. بشكل سريع الأوتر إير نلاحظ هاي أجزاءه. The outer air includes auricle اللي هي cartilage covers by skin plus on the opposite side of the hair، الجزء الخارجي من الأذن اللي نشوفه الكارتلج الغضروفي. عندنا أيضا auditory canal أيضا تدعى the ear canal، والear drum اللي هي outer layer أيضا تسمى tympanic membrane. الميدل اير بشكل سريع يا شباب اللي the middle air include الاير درام، الكافيتي ايضا نسميه tympanic cavity، والاوسكلز اللي هي 3 tiny bones that are touch اللي هي malleus نسميها الهمر مطرقة، ankles or anavel، واخر شيء stapes or stirrup. Sound entering the outer air يدخل من الأذن الخارجية travels through the middle air and causes the eardrum and ossicles in the middle air to vibrate حتى تخليها تهتز. As it travels it amplifies تم تفخيمها becomes louder and change from air to liquid. هاي نقطة مهمة. inner air الداخلية the inner air include oval window اللي هي connect the middle air with the inner air، عامل ربط تكون بيناتهم. semicircular ducts filled with fluid، هاي القنوات تملأ بالسوائل attached to the cochlea and nerves send information on balance and head position to the brain. cochlea اللي هي spiral shaped organ of hearing transform sound into signal that get sent to the brain. An auditory tube drains fluid from the middle air into the throat behind the nose. When the steps moves, it pushes the oval window, which then moves the cochlea. The cochlea takes the fluid vibration of sound from the surrounding semicircular ducts and translates them into signals that are sent to the brain by nerves like the vestibular nerve and cochlear nerves.